Testing, testing, testing. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Tiger Den once again. After a long, amazing season last year, we're back in the Tiger Den for some Tigers basketball. I'm Liam Everett alongside Nathaniel Wigman. Now I want to bring you in right away. A start to the new season. Couple games under the belt for the Tigers after the Flint Hill Classic win. Tell me a little bit about this Tigers team, obviously after losing Buchanan Jr.
Yeah, it should be a fun year for the Tigers this year. Like you just said, losing Buchanan, you got to think this team would get much worse than they were. Buchanan was the heart and soul of this Tigers team for the last 3 years. Headed off Virginia Tech, won't be playing this year. Taking his redshirt year, but really a do-it-all guy and did it for 3 years for the Tigers. But Tigers this year ranked inside the Max Prep's top 100 teams in the country. A lot of size inside, bringing some people in from different schools across the DMV. This Tigers team should be very dangerous, led by Robert Dockery. It's really his team this year, really cemented his name this summer, being ranked inside the top 60 juniors across the whole country, being a four-star, picking up huge offers from nationally ranked schools in the country. And Tigers had a great start to the season, taking a 2-0 start to the Flint Hill tip-off, and like to bounce back and continue that success here against a very talented Friendship Tech Prep team.
Yeah, and obviously on the other side of this game, facing off against Friendship Tech Prep, we see an old face from last year, Cockray James. Tell me a little bit about how he can play an impact on the floor, especially defensively against this Tigers team.
Yeah, we know James took a huge role, especially at that end of the year in the playoff run, really on the defensive end, usually locking up the best player on the opposing team. James really just a do-it-all guy, a great guy on the glass, and he'll likely have the role today of stopping Robert Dockery, so we'll see how much of a job he can do there.
So we head to the tip here. Once again, some new faces for this Tigers team. Jaden Fort will tip. He is a sophomore listed at 6'8", and he has had an impressive start to the season. He'll face off against number 23, Nazari Hinton for Friendship Tech Prep. Tip is won by the Tigers. That'll be out of bounds. Still waiting on a call from the reps, and that'll be a re-jump.
Yeah, Fort, a very talented guy, only a sophomore, but really has high impact skills, can finish around the rim very elitely, and him and Coach David T. Johnson have a very strong relationship, coaching him on the AAU scene.
So Fort tips it back, and that'll be had by number 5, Daniel Bumpus. Bumpus will work his way and swing to the corner to Cockray James. James a pull-up jumper to get his night started. That's off the mark. Good board by Jaden Fort there. He'll bring it back the other way and push with Dockery. Dockery into the corner to Gately. Gately to Fort. Fort misses that one. Almost a board there by Dockery, and that'll be tipped out of bounds and stay Tigers off of Cockray James.
Yeah, I expect Robert Dockery to really be that primary ball handler on the court for the Tigers. Listed as 6'7", the second tallest player on the team, but really just a point forward, and he's going to have a huge role this season.
So Brimage pulling per normal. That one was way off the side of the backboard, and that'll be Friendship Tech Prep ball. An off-ball foul on number 24, Kai Settles. He's also new to the squad.
We'll see Tigers set up in their 2-2-1 press here. That's one of the key success here for the Friendship Tech Prep Titans is they can't turn the ball over. They got to be able to break this Tigers press and value that ball.
So number 5, Daniel Bumpus, the leading scorer for the Friendship Tech Prep Academy, will come back the other way and miss a floater. Dockery on the other end, you know he can do that, and he signals too little already. 2-0 Tigers.
Yeah, just too big and too strong. We're able to finish right through that contact. Dockery, a huge big-time scorer, and expect his name to be called a lot this season.
Malik Shackleford will work on Gilmore. Gilmore new as well. Cockray James will work his luck on the left, and he fortunately gets a pass to slip through. That's number 2, Jabari Parsons, who gets that layup for Tech Prep. Now Gilmore will try his luck on the other end. Looks like a set play. They'll work to Fort in the high post. Finds Brimage on the right wing. Brimage will work inside. He has Settles open for three. Settles with a good look, way off the mark. Back comes Friendship Tech Prep. And Bumpus. Bumpus will swing. That's Malik Shackleford once again. Shackleford will work on Gilmore. Shackleford working, tries to spin off. Not much there, and that'll be called for a travel on number 2, Jabari Parsons.
Yeah, first game in the Tiger Den. Both teams got to settle down a little bit. Quick turnovers for both teams. Got to lock in on this game, and really whichever team can win that half-court battle in this one is going to be successful.
So Gilmore will head back the other way and dump it off to Brimage. Brimage to Dockery, the trusty scorer at the top of the key. Good ball movement. Tech Prep seems to be in a man. Fort tries his luck for three, and that's off the mark. Rebound by Bumpus. He'll push the pace, and that's Malik Shackleford. Almost turns it over. James will get that back. A pull-up jumper is blocked by the lengthy Fort. And that is exactly what he's going to be doing all year. Listed at 6'9", long wingspan, able to have a vertical of insanity, and he'll check out of the game now for Sakazi.
Yeah, exactly right. Speaking of Sakasi had a heck of a weekend this weekend in the Flint Hill tip-off, winning the tournament MVP. Really just did a great job of knocking down those shots on that outside and kind of leading off that success he had late in that season, especially in that championship game. Knocked down a couple of big-time threes. We'll see how big of a year he has this year.
Bumpus will swing it up top to Shackleford. Shackleford working on Gilmore once again. Gilmore not letting up on the defensive end. Bumpus, the leading scorer, will work on Brimage. Now a swing to Shackleford. Shackleford for three. That's off the mark. Almost a board by Sakazi, but they'll let the ball go out of bounds. The Tigers will, and that'll be Tigers basketball.
Yeah, this Titans team really led behind the two twins of Bumpus and Bumpus. Both twins really can score the ball and are very quick and more skilled for their age. They're going to have to play a huge role in their team's success, scoring over half their team's points in both of their wins so far.
Brimage way off on the jumper. The Tigers struggling on shooting to begin this game. And Settles works his way in there and draws a charge. Really good defensive possession there from the Tigers.
Yeah, the mistakes they're making on the offensive end, they're making up for it on the defensive end. You know, Coach T strives his teams on defense, and this is a very great defensive team and great defensive lineup that we have in the game here. Just got to settle down a little bit on the offensive end, and it's going to be an issue a little bit with the shot clock, but got to settle down on the offensive end. Brimage struggled to shoot a little bit early on in this one. We saw him have a huge year last year, being the third leading scorer on this team, but he's got to do a little bit more of a shot creation of his own without Buchanan and do a little bit more this year.
Yeah, both teams off to a bit of a shaky start. Dockery will try his luck at the rim, and he is blocked. Back comes Tech Prep. And that'll be number 5, Bumpus. He'll hand it off to Shackleford. Shackleford to the wing, looking for Jabari Parsons. Parsons working inside, finds the big man, and that's no good. Board rattled around, almost secured by the Tigers, and almost a save by Bumpus. And that'll be Tigers basketball under the hoop now.
Yeah, we've seen the Tigers with these slow starts, especially on the offensive end, especially at the beginning of last year, kind of just haven't been able to get into their groove, settle down, and that's partly due to a great defensive effort from this Titans team. They've really limited the great shots that the Tigers have been able to take.
Dockery way off the mark once again. Tech Prep will come down the other way, and an open layup for Shackleford is good. Sakazi decides to push his luck to Brimage. Brimage on the right wing. He'll hand it off to Sakazi. Sakazi thinking about making a move here, and that'll be called for a push-off on Sakazi.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more player movement, a little bit more ball movement. See too many guys on the outside sitting around a little bit. We've got such a balanced offensive team here for the Tigers. I'd like to see them trying to move the ball, have so much time left on those shot clock. Don't need to force an offensive bucket like that from Sakazi.
James will work his luck at the extended free throw line. Off the mark on the floater, board by Sakazi. Sakazi running the point guard role here, and he'll give it up to Brimage. Brimage inside to Dockery. And finally, our first stoppage of play, really, after a foul there. Dockery will head to the line. Tigers really playing a fast pace, which they like to do, but obviously a little off on the shots, maybe a little nervousness, knocking off the rust here for this first home game at the Tiger Den.
Yeah, we know how much the Den helps this Tigers team. Haven't lost in over 4 years now in this place. The energy is just different here. A great showing here from the Tigers fans in this first one. Likely to be packed all season long.
Dockery knocks down 1 of 2, something he struggled with a bit last year, similar to Buchanan Jr. See if he will improve on that this year. And now that ball is thrown away. Number 4, David Bumpus, who just checked in the game. James telling him to slow down. He seems to be playing a leadership role for this Tech Prep team early here. Dockery will try his luck crossing half court. He finds Brimage on the wing open. Brimage from way deep. Sakazi has an open look. Pulls the jumper, and that's just in and out. Good attempt, though. Back the other way come the Friendship Tech Prep Academy. Bumpus gets that knocked out of bounds off of him. Tigers basketball.
Yeah, the Titans are setting up in that 2-3 zone, but a high aggressive 2-3 zone. So far, the Tigers have struggled to knock down those open shots around the perimeter. Again, got to do a better job of moving that ball around and not settling for that first open look, looking for the better shot and that one extra pass.
Brimage will work to Sakazi. Sakazi in the corner to Settles. Dockery working inside, and he will get called out of bounds under the hoop. So 4-3 here, and a timeout by Coach David T. Johnson. Smart call there with the Tigers' early struggles. We'll be back. So welcome back now to the Tiger Den. Liam Irvin alongside Nathaniel Wigman. First Tigers home game in the Tiger Den. Bit of a slow start here. We've got 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in this first quarter. 4-3. Not much scoring on many attempts from both squads. Tigers really shooting poorly, and a big substitution should be coming in after this next whistle. Almost a steal there by Sakazi. Open jumper there from Bumpus. That's off the mark. Tries to lob it down the floor. Sakazi does, and Dockery will slip and step out of bounds. Big substitution now. In comes Fort, McCray, and Lomax. So some scrappier guards in there. Sakazi, Settles, and Gilmore will all check out.
Yeah, McCray and Lomax, this will be their first appearance for the Tigers this season. Both of those guys had a big role, especially McCray later on in that year. Just a very defensive guard, scrappy. Had almost 10 steals in one of the game last year, and really came on towards the end of that season. He'll likely have another big role this year on both ends of the court, showing his impact right there on the defensive end.
Yeah, and this starting to look like the Tigers team we know, forcing turnovers in that trap and getting out in transition and getting open buckets. Not so much on the forcing three-point attempts.
I just need to clean up some of those few mistakes that they're making on the offensive end. Tigers only had a single-digit lead against both Flint Hill and against Episcopal, but both being able to expand that game in the second half. This Tigers team is a second-half team.
Bumpus will try his luck, a floater and the foul. Count the bucket. That'll put the Friendship Tech Prep Academy up 6-3 now. Bumpus will head to the line, looking to extend the lead to 4 points.
Daniel Bumpus, the second leading scorer on this team, averaging 17 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. He's going to have a big day to give them any chance of winning.
So the Tigers in that all-white jerseys with the green trim, Friendship Tech Prep in the all-blues. Sakazi struggled out of bounds there. Dockery has a look on the left wing. He'll work inside on the former teammate James. Oh, and Ford on the putback. That will not count, but oh my goodness, that's Ford showing off the athleticism right there.
Yeah, Ford's just a walking human highlight reel. That one's not going to count right there, but you're going to see plays like that all season long from him. You kind of lose the athleticism and human walking highlight reel in Buchanan, but if you're going to ask for a replacement, Ford is a great one.
So once again, we mentioned Dockery and Buchanan last year both struggled at the line. So we'll see if Dockery can improve his free throws. Will be important down the stretch here for this Tigers team as he misses both of them.
1 for 4 from the line so far from Dockery. Not his best performance today. Got to shake off those nerves.
Bumpus tries his luck on a 3, no good. Back the other way comes Sakazi. Sakazi has an open look. He'll work inside. An up and under and a great move. Looked like he didn't have any space there under the basket, but made it work. And he gets the first points on the board for the Tigers in over 5 minutes.
Yeah, great acrobatic finish. Tigers really speeding this game up with this trap, not only in the full court, but now in the half court.
So James will work on his former team. He passes it out, a deep 3 from Ronte Hill. That's off the mark. Back the other way will work Lomax and the Tigers. And in and out to Sakazi. McCray has a good look from the corner, way off the mark. Board by Dockery is almost secured, but back the other way will come Bumpus and Friendship Tech Prep. And number 3, Ronte Hill will work inside, no good. Back the other way comes Jaden Fort. Fort to Lomax. Lomax pushing the pace, tries his luck on the floater, no good. And a follow-up by Jaden Fort, number 4.
Yeah, great putback finish right there. Just gotta box him out right there. That's one of the downsides of that 2-3 zone. Don't have necessarily a man that you can just match up and box out. And Tigers really speeding this game up, pushing it as much as possible at any second.
So just a minute 20 left in this first quarter. Good find by Dockery inside. Fort working to get that ball back after he gets that strip from Bumpus. And Tech Prep will finally sub out Daniel Bumpus, who has made an impact on the floor. It looks like he's a little shaken up there. Another substitution for the Tigers, and we'll check for the first time Micah Charles, and back in comes Brimage.
Yeah, so many elite guards on this Tigers teams. You'll see Coach David T. Johnson kind of use a lot of them in these quick little spurts. Each one does a different thing well. Lomax and McCray this time in the game alongside Brimage.
David Bumpus now looking for something. He'll find Ronte Hill. Hill on the wing. Looking for Jabari Parsons. Parsons will work. 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and a good timeout there secured by the head coach, Dwayne Shackelford, for Friendship Tech Prep as the shot clock was winding down. Seemed like Parsons didn't realize, and we'll be back. And welcome back once again for what should be our final time in this first quarter here. Home opener here at the Tiger Den. Tigers struggling a little bit early here as McCray will almost get a steal here. That's secured by Friendship Tech Prep though, and a shot clock violation. Tech Prep looking for that shot clock to reset there.
Yeah, in my opinion, it shouldn't reset there. McCray didn't have full possession of that ball off that steal. Clock should not be reset, but they are going to reset that one to 28. So we're going to give that ball back to the Titans here with an opportunity to take this lead back in the last possession of this game.
So 28 seconds left, 7-7 here in this one. Not a great first quarter for the Tigers, but still getting their rhythm back in this home opener. And really still trying to blend as a team. A lot of new guys on this floor together, so still trying to blend and understand what each of them can do. Tech Prep will have it with 26 seconds left and counting. Working to the lane is Ronte Hill. He'll find James. James has a midi. That's off the mark. Scored by McCray. McCray will head back the other way. looking for Charles. That's way off the mark. And a board by Jabari Parsons. Parsons will head back the other way, trying for Ronte Hill. That's no good. And back the other way will head Brimage. Brimage, a floater in transition. And finally, what seems like a slowdown of pace before the end of this first quarter. We'll end that at 9-7. Once again, the first home opener at the Tiger Den. We'll be back. And welcome back to the start of the second quarter here. You're watching Tiger TV Live. Liam Irvin alongside Nathaniel Wigman back in the Tiger Den home opener. Bit of a struggle on both ends in the first half here, and that'll result in the Tigers up 9-7. Tigers trying to get something going here. They've got Gilmore, Dockery, Charles, McCray, and Brimage in there now. Gilmore making some space there, breaks some ankles, and he finds an open layup, and a good start to this second quarter for the Tigers squad. James almost gets that poked away by Dockery, and that'll be Friendship Tech Prep ball.
Yeah, Gilmore coming over from Gonzaga, only a junior for this team, a very athletic guard, can do it all and do it on both ends specifically. Got a high up-tempo and a great finisher around the rim. Another one of these very talented Tigers guards. Expect him to have a huge role this season.
Malik Shackelford catches it on the wing, stolen by McCray. Back the other way comes Gilmore. Gilmore in transition, that's sent. And back the other way will come Tech Prep. And a nice Euro step by Bumpus will be no good. On the follow-through is Ronte Hall. That's no good as well. Hall working, no foul there. And that'll stay Friendship Tech Prep basketball.
Again, on that fast break opportunity, you have numbers there. This game still continues to be a track meet, but no ball movement from the Tigers. Gilmore just decides to take it himself. Could have dumped it off on that 2-on-1 to Dockery, but got to see more ball movement out of this Tigers team.
Ronte Hall gets a 3 to fall, and all of a sudden, it's 11-10 now. Tigers only leading by 1 point. McCray will catch it on the left wing. He swings to Charles. Charles to Brimage. Brimage up top to Gilmore. Had an open look, but he'll pass out of it. Brimage has an open look, and he will not. Board by Dockery, though, inside. Almost got that one. And on the follow-through once again, that's good. And he is talking his talk to the former teammate, Cockray James.
Yeah, James just too small and Dockery too big. Too many chances right there, and I like the little ball movement from that swing pass from Gilmore as the Titans get one on the other way.
Very nice Euro step there from Parsons. McCray will head back the other way. Brimage will catch it and finally slow down for a little bit. McCray working at the top of the key, an in and out, and that'll be called for a carry. Into the game back checks Nazar Hinton.
Again, another little isolation play right there from McCray. No ball movement, no player movement, trying to just attack that basket. Tigers really struggling to shoot from behind the line. Not a single three-pointer to go so far. Got to see more ball movement and got to go to knock down those shots against this zone.
Ronte Hall will work on the very scrappy defender McCray. Now to the hoop goes Shackelford. He'll try to find Hinton. Hinton has it. A righty hook in the lane, no good. Board by James, but it's snatched out of his hands by Dockery. Back the other way will head Dockery, and that'll be sent the other way for an offensive foul there. Interesting call.
Yeah, Dockery giving a little bit too much of that shoulder. Can't raise it and push it into the defender. Got to keep that hand off. And again, Tigers really just trying to push the ball. I like to see them try to control the pace a little bit. No need for them to push this pace too much. I'd like to see them get on transition, but it seems like their only offense is trying to go to that transition game. Great defense right here from Gilmore.
And Dockery will have the steal. This might be showtime. Sir, come upstairs. Dockery with his first slam of the year and a not so smart play on the follow through. Him and James have been talking this whole second quarter. Decides to get in the face of James, and that'll be a tech on Dockery. But oh my goodness, a slam on the other end.
Yeah, Dockery showing that, coming off that edge of that defensive end, kind of looking like a cornerback almost right there, just reading that play, that safety jumping in, kind of getting that kind of football knowledge after playing quarterback this fall. Comes over and gets that beautiful steal and then a massive dunk, but just got to be a little bit smarter right there and can't do that.
Shackelford will take both free throws as Dockery checks out. Exactly right, Nat. Just cannot have that happen on the other end, especially when you're stepping into a leadership role as Dockery is this year. Shackelford will knock down both. A highlight play, but that'll result in it being a 1-point game now as opposed to just the Tech Prep having the basketball. Now they're up 2 points from where they were before, and they've got the basketball still.
Yeah, and you lose the momentum there. The crowd is erupting after that dunk. You go there, you just set up in your press. You know that the Titans don't like the press. They've caused issues. Instead, they get the ball in the half court, and it's a totally different ball game.
Hall is working on McCray, and that'll be an illegal screen on Isaiah Hinton. Good job by McCray. He's such a scrappy defender working around that screen there and causing problems.
Again, great ball pressure right there from the Tigers. All 4 guards, or now 5 guards that have been in the game have really applied great pressure on the opposition's point guards. Now and for the first time in the game, Ben Coble, the lights-out shooter.
Brimage tries his luck on a 3. He hasn't hit one yet, and that's off the mark again. Ronte Hall will check back down the floor, guarded by Coble, who just checked in. Hall working inside, a floater, no good. Board by Coble. Coble will take it up and find Settles. Settles working down the other way, working through some contact, and that's way off the mark. Back the other way will come James. Good pass to Hall, a wide open layup, and not much Coble could have done there on the 2-on-1.
Again there, Settles just taking that one to the basket, forces it right through contact.
Yeah, and doing too much again there is Gilmore. Back the other way will head Tech Prep, and that is almost blocked by Settles. On the follow-through there is Daniel Bumpus, the second leading scorer, as we mentioned, and Dockery, Sakazi, Lomax, and McCray will all head back to the scorer's table. Gilmore now. Friendship Tech Prep seems to be in a zone right there. A little bit of a 2-3 action, and Fort makes him pay for it at the extended free throw line.
Yeah, I like that shot right there from Fort. Fort showing that he could do it all. He's not just an inside finisher. That in the middle of that zone can almost be that weak spot. Expect for them to do better, take shots there.
And Bumpus tries his luck on a deep 3. That's no good. Inside is Brimage, and he finally gets his first points of the game. Good move attacking the basket there. Good push down the floor by Coble.
Yeah, great finish right there from Brimage, showing that he's not just an outside shooter, struggling from behind the line. Takes it inside smartly and finishes right through contact.
And Coach T. Johnson right there wanted that charge. Shettles with some great rotations early. Been impressed on him with the defensive rotations that he's able to make. And now, if Shackelford can hit 1 or 2 of these free throws, the Titans might have the lead here. And Shackelford knocks on the first. He was the one who shot the Tech free throw, so obviously a very good free throw shooter. 19 all here with 4 minutes and 3 seconds left in this second quarter. A struggle for the Tigers to start this one in the home opener.
It really struggles on the offensive end. Haven't been able to finish their layups or a little bit too many forced layups inside through contact. On the defensive end, fouling too much, getting to the Titans are doing a great job getting to the line.
So Shackelford makes that one, and he'll bring them up by 1. James guarded by Dockery. This is a matchup you want to see. Dockery will work inside through some contact, finds Sakazi. Sakazi pulls for 3, and that's off the side of the backboard. Good defense by Friendship Tech Prep, especially James there. We know what he can do. Now Ronte Hall guarded by Coble. He'll work inside and finishes through some contact there on Lomax. And now the Tech Prep Titans will be up by 3 points.
Yeah, game really starting to get chippy here. Lots of words being spoken between the two teams, and both teams really trying to get to the basket. Great feed inside right there from Lomax, dumping off to the big man, and he'll be headed to the line from 2. Tigers got to do a better job of knocking down their free throws when they get to the line. That's really the deciding factor in this one so far.
Yeah, I want to see the Tigers make the extra pass for sure. A lot of selfish basketball to start this one, and that might be because of the crowd and trying to make some plays happen here early, but exactly what Lomax did there is what you want to do, making that extra pass and getting Fort with some free throws here. Fort also impressed me with his touch so far. Pretty good shooter, and especially free throw shooter there as he knocks down 2 of 2.
Yeah, especially for his size and his age, just looks like a very well-developed big man, and I've really been impressed with him today.
Yeah, and I mean, he's already got some Division I offers, but I'm sure he'll get a lot more with this Tigers team and over this summer playing in the EYBL circuit, so Ford a player to look out for sure.
Yeah, the Titans going to be headed to the line now that they're in the bonus. More and more free throws. A great sign here if you're a Titans fan.
So 21 all, 3 minutes, 12 seconds left in this second quarter. David Bumpus at the line now. And he misses that one in and out. Good look. That'll be Tigers basketball. See if the Tigers can get something going here. 21 all. Brimage checks back in the game there. And now Lomax will bring the ball up. Lomax swings to Dockery on the right wing. He'll find Ford at the top of the key. Ford looking for Coble, not much there. Good defense here by the Titans. Brimage will find himself way deep on the right wing. He finds Dockery in the low post on James. Dockery working, spins off, and that'll be stolen by number 2, Jabari Parsons. Back the other way come the Titans, led by Daniel Bumpus. Bumpus guarded by Brimage. Good pass inside there, and a good look will go through for number 2, Jabari Parsons. Now the other way come the Tigers. Inside is Dockery, and the foul. Finishes through some contact is Dockery. And back and forth go the Tigers and Titans here.
Yeah, great finish right there from Dockery. James doing a great job on the defensive end in that previous position, not allowing him to get anywhere near that rim. The Dockery showing that he's too strong, too big, finishing right through that contact. I'm loving it right there from Robert Dockery. Haven't had the greatest start to this game, but he's keeping fighting.
And finally knocks down that free throw there. It could be big for him to see that ball go in the hoop one time on a shot. As the Tigers will only be up 1 point now with 2 minutes and 34 seconds left in this second quarter. Shackelford guarded by Lomax. Lomax a scrappy defender here. Wouldn't be surprised with the steal. Shackelford working. Good job avoiding Lomax. Inside comes Parsons. He'll work back out. That Shackelford no good. Back the other way comes Fort. He'll work inside, and that will be a charge. Once again, the Tigers playing with too much of a head of steam there. And into the game, we'll check settles.
Yeah, another foul right there on Fort. I believe that's his second or third there. Kind of just a dumb foul to pick up. Just full head of steam driving through that basket. Got to slow himself down and kick out to the shooter like he did, but just can't slow down quick enough.
Shackelford will work on Lomax here. A smaller matchup there. And Lomax fighting on the boards there, and that'll stay Titans basketball. Good job by Jabari Parsons working his way in there and getting that to be an inbound under the hoop for the Titans.
Yeah, a lot of contact right there from Lomax and Parsons. No foul call at all, and now the Titans are going to take a timeout. 1-point game here with under 2 minutes left. We'll be back.
And welcome back once again to the Tiger Den. You're watching Tiger TV Live. Liam Irvin here alongside Nathaniel Wigman. Tough start in this home opener here for the Tigers, as Dockery will get a steal here and push the break on the other end. Working inside on a smaller defender, just off the mark, board by Gilmore. He goes right back up with it. That's no good. And back the other way will come the Titans. That is a common theme you see here. A lot of missed opportunities for the Tigers in this second quarter, as they are only up 1 here. Brimage with a good high contest there, and an offensive board by the smaller Shackelford. Works inside. Not much contact there, but that'll send Shackelford to the line. I mean, Titans just really scrappy here on either side of the ball and making good plays and fighting, even though the Tigers have had some good looks.
Yeah, also just a sloppy play right here from the Tigers, missing layups, not being able to rebound the basketball. Just everything seems to be going wrong for this Tigers team. They're lucky to really just be in this game for how bad they've played. The Titans have done a great job of getting to the line, which is a reason why they're in this one. They've really struggled offensively, but they've done a great job of getting to the line, and it's keeping them in it.
So Shackelford knocks that down. He'll put the Titans up by 1 point here. Minute 36 left in this second quarter. In this first half, Gilmore will work on the right wing. Gilmore, a transfer from Gonzaga. He'll give that up to Brimage. Now to McCray. They're in a bit of a zone here, other Titans. Brimage will work it inside. Floater is way off the mark. Not sure what happened there. Back the other way will come Shackelford. He gives to Bumpus. Bumpus working inside. Good spin off inside, and he'll be called for a travel. The Tigers will have a chance to get the ball. 1 minute and 11 seconds left in this first half.
Again, I'd like to see the Tigers slow it down just a tad bit more than they are, and a little bit more ball movement, swing the ball around the end, and then look for an open shot.
And Dockery doing a good job working to the line there. Once again, though, want to see the Tigers make an extra play. We've seen the Titans drop back into a bit of a 2-3 zone here towards the end of this first half, so got to move the ball around and find open shots. You know you got shooters on this team.
Yeah, they're kind of not allowing it. I would like to see the Tigers kind of force this Titans team to defend. So many offensive weapons here. And the Tigers just seem to be moving the ball and taking a shot within that first 10 seconds of the shot clock. Instead of having the Titans to be able to defend this team for the full 30 seconds, they're forcing quick shots. It seems to be something that necessarily I wouldn't go to, but Coach T is deciding to do that. See if he makes some changes at half to slow this game down a little bit.
And out of the game, we'll check Dockery. Probably will be the end to his first half. He's the leading scorer for the Tigers right now. Settles will check in for him. Shackelford working on Lomax. Lomax, a scrappier defender. Shackelford, a pull-up jumper, very heavily contested, but he knocks that down. Back the other way comes Lomax. 50 seconds left now. Gilmore will work to Brimage. Brimage to McCray. McCray working inside, and that'll get called for an offensive foul.
Yeah, another offensive foul, multiple, almost 5 offensive fouls called. That's turnovers for the Tigers. Again, sloppy play on the offensive end. Just making too many mistakes here and forcing it too much into the paint when you can just find an open man.
Lob pass over the top is stolen by McCray. He tries to throw it off Shackelford, but Shackelford gets it back. And a timeout will be called by the Titans. Smart call by head coach Dwayne Shackelford. We'll be back. And welcome back to the Tiger Den once again. Tigers home opener here. You're watching Tiger TV Live. Liam Irvin alongside Nathaniel Wigman. 26-27, the Tigers are actually trailing here, facing off against a very scrappy Titans team. They've got 30 seconds left. Shot clock hasn't turned off just yet, and the Titans will work for an open shot. Into the lane, works number 4, David Bumpus. Back the other way with 23 seconds left. Shot clock turned off now. McCray will work. A bit of a press of their own for the Titans here, taking a page out of the Tigers' book. Back will come Lomax. Lomax to Gilmore, back to McCray, and almost stolen there. Lomax will work inside, finds McCray in the corner. He'll work baseline, and really good defensive rotations there by the Titans, and they are causing trouble as Fort will check back in the game. 5 seconds left here. I would say watch the lob play. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, you're exactly right. I saw that ran all years for Jeremy Buchanan. Fort, now the big man on campus. Look for him to try to get this one here.
Gilmore working inside, a really good up and under. And that'll lead us to the end of this first half. The Tigers will head into the locker room up by 1. Once again, Liam Irvin alongside Nathaniel Wigman. We'll be back for the second half. And welcome back for the second half of action. You're here at the Tiger Den in Washington, D.C. The Jackson Reed Tigers facing off against the Friendship Tech Prep Titans here. And an interesting first half. You're watching Tiger TV Live. Liam Urban alongside Nathaniel Wigman. Nat, give me your diagnosis on that first half.
Yeah, neither team was really able to get into fully a rhythm. Tigers really sloppy play on the offensive end specifically. Multiple turnovers, missing open layups, and just weren't able to knock down any three-point jumpers. Need to do a better job of doing that, and need to do a better job of moving that ball around. And it just really became a physical game, especially late in that second half. A little missed blood between two of the guys on both teams, and expect a physical second half.
Shackelford will work to Bumpus on the left wing, guarded by Fort. He slips there, and they'll have to give that up to James. James finally back in the game, working on Brimage here, looking for a turnaround. 14 left on that shot clock, pulled by Bumpus for three, and that is good. Really big shot to start that second half here. And now the Titans in a little bit of a trap here. Dockery almost throws a turnover. Gilmore will work inside to Fort. Oh my goodness, Fort trying to catch a body there inside. But that'll result in a foul, and under the basket, the Tigers will have the basketball.
Yeah, Fort really just trying to punch it on anyone right there. Just showing off the athleticism and just inches away from that.
Brimage will catch on the right wing now. He'll work up top to Gilmore. He has a wide open look. Misses that one. Board by Settles. He'll work inside. Settles working through contact. Almost gets the N1 to fall, and he'll head to the line there. Tigers trailing by 2, though. Looked like Ford had a good opportunity. Missed it. Now Settles will head to the line.
Great shot from there. Great look from Gilmore. Just goes in and out. But great hustle from the Tigers on the offensive end. On that offensive glass. Done a great job of that so far all game long.
Yeah, we know if the Tigers got to get back in this one, they have to hit their threes, especially Bremen just got to get going. Maybe Ford on some threes. Got to see Gilmore, Sakazi, McCray, some of the guards get going. And that just hasn't happened yet, and that's why you see the score that you do right now.
Yeah, Settles will knock down both here. See if the Tigers can get in a little bit of a rhythm.
Now the Tigers will pick up in full court man. Bumpus guarded by Dockery here. He'll try to work to the basket, and a foul on the floor there from Dockery. Into the game, we'll check Sakazi.
Dockery going to pick up a stupid foul right there. Just getting a little too aggressive on the defensive end. Dockery going to need to stay in this game. Has been one of the sole offensive players for this Tigers team, and even then hasn't had the greatest day, knowing his standards. Someone else is going to have to step up in the second half. It was the same thing, similar to what we saw last year with guys just Robert Dockery or Northern Brimage, some of those smaller guys on the team last year just fell apart in some of those big-time games, leading to the Tigers losing those.
Missed floater there. Sakazi will push the pace to Gilmore. Brimage finally has an open look here off the mark, looking for a foul on the other end there. Fort and Sakazi both fighting for it. That'll be a jump ball. And that'll stay Tigers basketball. Fortunate break for the Tigers there.
Yeah, Brimage continues to struggle right there, but again, great effort on the defensive glass. Like I was just saying, Dockery, especially at times last season, just fell apart in those big-time games. When they played Citadel in twice their losses, both had, only single digits and really struggled from the offensive end. Some of those second and third-tier guys, that third and second option, are going to have to step it up, and we'll have to figure out who that is for this Tigers team.
Gilmore working through some contact there by James. James in foul trouble early, had a sub off, and he'll continue that with a blocking foul off the ball there. Fortunate enough for the Tigers, didn't look like they had a good look going. Gilmore was trying to drive the lane, but they'll have a fresh shot clock and the ball into the basket now.
Yeah, again, look for this lob play to Fort here for him to get it inside the basket.
Gilmore simply catches it in the corner. Settles, gets that strip from him. That ball's tipped, so not a backcourt. Gilmore will get it for Fort. Fort working on the ISO. He's got to give that up. Tigers got to rotate the ball here. Gilmore will work to Settles. Settles will try his luck for three. Knocks that down. I tell you what, the big man with some touch knocks down both free throws and now knocks down a three. Great start for Kai Settles to start the second half.
Yeah, that all starts with a dribble driving kick right there from Gilmore. Gilmore doing a great job of finding Settles in the corner. After Settles rotates. That's the type of play I like to see out of this Tigers team.
Brimage swings to Gilmore, wide open in the corner. You betcha! Tigers getting heated up here from behind the three-point line, and that is exactly what they needed, extending their lead to 6 points now off 2 3-pointers in the past 2 possessions.
Again, another great pass right there, this time from Brimage. This team getting a little bit more energy. You see the building changing a little bit. Tigers knocked down back-to-back three-pointers. They're going to have to knock down their shots if they want to be successful this season. We got big-time competition, especially coming up this weekend in the Gonzaga DC Classic. They're going to have to knock down those open shots. They can't struggle like they did in this first half.
So Hall will swing to Shackelford. Shackelford to Parsons. Parsons back up top to Bumpus. Bumpus to Hall. Good ball movement here from the Titans. Not much going there. Good defensive rotations there. Forced shot at the end of the shot clock, and lucky to say the least for the Titans. Sakazi now has an open three. That's off the mark. Board by Parsons. He'll head back and give it off to Shackelford. Shackelford, the coach's son here. And he'll give it up to Bumpus. Bumpus to Parsons. Parsons back to Hall. And the guards really rotating around well. Tigers with some good transitions, though. And an offensive board from Shackelford there will cause Sakazi to pick up another foul. Into the game will check McCray and Micah Charles.
Yeah, Shackelford was the leading scorer from both teams in that first half. Did a great job of getting to the line, and does a great job right there fighting for that offensive rebound. Tigers got to do a better job of blocking out there.
Now Bumpus will inbound, throws it over the top to Hall, who's wide open. Back to Bumpus, working on a jab step, and he will be forced out of bounds in Tigers basketball. Good defensive rotations and defensive possession there from the Tigers, despite the foul from Sakazi.
Yeah, again, now let's see how the Tigers can bounce back off this offensive possession. Have settled for three-point jumpers the last 3 possessions, knocked down 2 of them. Like to see them settle, take a good shot after using some of this shot clock, slowing the game down a little bit. It's almost going to be a turnover. Great defensive possession right there from the Titans, able to get in that passing lane. Tigers will regain possession.
McCray will inbound here. Tough spot in the hoop. Finds Fort at the free throw line extended. Fort got to give this ball up. Fort working inside, and oh my goodness, sir, come upstairs. Fort drives the lane, creates it himself on 3 defenders, and he slams that home.
Yeah, Jaden Fort, I don't think he has to give that one up. Showing a little bit of the handle, able to split through defenders and just put a man in a poster, give that guy a map. Where is he going?
Tigers having trouble securing some defensive possessions. Good rotations thus far. They'll be up 6 after the Fort slam, but the Titans will have it under the basket now. Now Dante Hall will work off a screen, and that'll be an illegal screen. Great job by McCray coming over the top of it once again, and Hinton has now been called for 2 of those.
Yeah, last couple possessions from the Tigers have done a great job on that defensive end. The only shot last recent shot was a last second in that shot clock kind of chuck-up shot that they made. Tigers doing a better job and like to continue that, turning that defense into offense.
Gilmore tries his luck on a 3 off the mark. Board now by Bumpus. He'll head back the other way. Bumpus gives it to Shackelford. Shackelford will give to Hall, guarded tightly by Gilmore. And good defense there from Gilmore. He'll have to give it up to Bumpus. Bumpus working inside. Good pass there. And a nice up and under. Good ball movement there from the Titans. Hinton gets his first points of the night with the layup.
Tigers moving the ball around. Finds Fort inside.
Fort misses that one. Back the other way comes Hall and the Titans. Shackelford now to control on the right wing. And he'll give it to Hall. Hall swings to Bumpus. Good defensive possession there from the Tigers. They'll turn it over. Back the other way comes Brimage, trying his luck on the layup inside, and that'll be a foul called on number 2, Jabari Parsons. And Brimage will head to the line, see if he can get his night finally started here after a layup early, but not much else.
Brimage, a great free throw shooter, shooting over 87% from the line last year. Was money from the three-point line too, shooting over 40%. Really just had a great year, kind of made some mistakes down the stretch in some big-time games, but overall was a big-time player on this Tigers team.
Brimage knocks on the first. Out of the game will check Gilmore. As we mentioned, Justin Gilmore, the transfer from Gonzaga. Junior guard, looking to try his luck on the Tigers team. Now Brimage with his second free throw will knock it down. So Tigers will be up 6 now, 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in this third quarter. Bumpus will find Shackelford. Shackelford working on Charles, who recently checked in the game. Bit of a contact, but nothing called there. Shackelford will have to get up to Hall. Hall to Bumpus. 15 seconds left on that shot clock. Still not a look at the basket yet for the Titans, working inside now, in a interesting finish there from David Bumpus. They've been hitting tough shots all day. Now Dockery will swing to McCray. McCray to Lomax on the wing. Dockery inside to Ford, and Sir, come upstairs. Nice little slam there for Ford. That's exactly what you want from the Tigers, though, working the ball inside and getting a wide open shot under the rim.
Yeah, not settling for a quick shot in the shot clock, moving the ball around nicely, finding Ford for that open dunk. Now Tigers in transition.
McCray has an open look for three. You betcha. And a big turn of events for the Tigers there, as they'll go up by 9 points. Largest lead of the night. 1 minute and 55 seconds left and counting in this third quarter.
Titans gonna need a score here. They're going to their man Bumpus, and there he is. Bumpus really keeping this game in it. Anytime the Titans need a big-time score, it seems like the ball is in his hands, and he's making plays happen.
Lomax will find himself on the left wing here. Swings to Charles. Charles working, and that'll be an offensive foul. Bit of a push-off there. Coach T. Johnson not happy with that call.
Yeah, another turnover coming from a charge on the Tigers. They've had a lot of those today. Got to do a better job of not pushing off when attacking the basket.
Now working on the right wing. McCray will steal that one and head back the other way. He finds Dockery trying for showtime, but that'll be just a layup. Good business decision by Dockery there. Will extend the lead to 9 points.
There goes that man, Joe McCray, with the steal. Seen it all last year and continuing it today. There's a pass, and there's another one, Robert Dockery. And he'll finish one in transition, giving the Tigers their first double-digit lead of the game.
Good job by Dockery there, getting back in transition. Back the other way will come Hall. Hall working inside, not much there. Almost a steal from McCray there. Shackelford has an open look. Should be a two-pointer. That's off the mark. Back in transition comes Ford. Here's where the Tigers are really dangerous. Inside is Lomax. Count the bucket and the foul. And that will extend the lead finally to 13 points for the Tigers. Lomax with the and one. He'll head to the line for one shot, and Gilmore will check back into the game.
Yeah, exactly like I said, this Tigers team is a second-half team. We saw it against Episcopal, we saw it against Flint Hill, and now we see it against the Titans. This team explodes in the second half, and they explode when they're able to really shut the other team down on the defensive end. The Tigers, I feel like, have done a better job of controlling this game, of knowing in the second half, of knowing when to push and attack the basket and push in transition, but knowing also when to slow the game down, move the ball around, and look for an open shot. Let's see if they can continue that into this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and make that extra pass. Really just been getting open buckets here all day, and struggled with that in that first half. In the second half, really made a big adjustment. Inside we'll try Bumpus, and a foul will be called under the basket. Lucky job there by Hinton, who just caught it off a deflected pass, but had a look, and he'll head to the line now for two. Hinton knocks down the first one. Hinton hits the second one. Tigers will shorten the lead to 11. Dockery trying for the slam underneath. No foul called there through some contact. And back the other way, McCray now will work it to Dockery, who had an open layup, misses the and one attempt there, and he'll head to the line for 2. Coach C just wanted McCray to lay that one up there.
Yeah, very peculiar play right there. McCray in front of everyone has that open lane and has an easy open layup if he just moves forward and takes the layup, but instead dumps it off behind him to Robert Dockery, who is able to get to the basket, has the lane, but it's not going to make.
Dockery knocks on the first one. And the second one to extend the Tigers lead to 13. Bumpus having trouble getting the ball in, and that'll conclude our third quarter here. Once again, you're watching Tiger TV Live. We'll be back. And welcome back for our final quarter of action here. You're watching Tiger TV Live, the Tigers home opener in the Tiger Den. Liam Irvin alongside Nathaniel Wigman. Nat, Tigers up by 13 now. What's been your diagnosis on this game?
I mean, the Tigers did a very different game in that third quarter, really able to extend this lead from a tie game to start that second half to expand the lead all the way to 13. And that's all starts with the shift in the momentum of the game and the shift in the controlling of the tempo and the pace of that game. You're able to play that game in the right way of when the right time to push the ball and when's the right time to slow it. And game of basketball is a game of tempo, and they were able to control that, and that's the reason why they're up so much in this game.
So Gilmore will find himself now on the right wing after a tough bucket by Shackelford. The guards for the Titans been putting in some work today. Settles finds McCray open for 3. You betcha. McCray feeling himself from behind the line. He's 2 for 2 on 3-point attempts. Shackelford will swing to Hall. Hall working on Dockery. And nothing there. He'll throw that one out of bounds, and that'll be a forced turnover. Good defense by Rob Dockery right there.
Yeah, great defense right there from the Tigers. The Titans player just finds himself in the air with nowhere to go with it. Tried to chuck that one out of bounds. And again, another great offensive possession from the Tigers. They slow it down a little bit, don't need to force a shot, and great ball movement like we're seeing right here.
A force inside there from McCray. Lucky that didn't get stolen. Now Lomax will work inside. Tries his luck to Gilmore in the corner, and that's stolen. And back the other way will come Hall and the Titans. A swing to the corner now for Shackelford is off the mark. And a hook will be called inside on Parsons. And Tigers up 14.
Tigers going to be the bonus now, so it should be free throws the rest of the way in this whole fourth quarter.
Lomax will find himself at the line, a one-on-one here. He knocks that down. And a 15-point game here. Tigers finally have a bit of a comfortable lead, but got to finish out this quarter. 6 minutes and 37 seconds left. And a lane violation called on Rob Dockery will result in it not going 2 for 2. Gilmore guarding Shackelford. Dockery almost jumps it there. Hall will work, and a tough floater inside is no good. Dockery almost had the block, but a missed layup. Back the other way will come Dockery. Dishes it to McCray, and that's blocked, but not before a foul is picked up on number 23, Nazir Hinton. And to the line will head McCray, who's been shooting well to start this one.
Yeah, great job right there from Dockery. That's one thing he's super good at for being so tall at 6'7". He's able to grab so many rebounds and then just put the ball down on the floor himself and take off and explode, find the open man in the fast break and lead to extra easy points. Does a great job of that right there, leading to a easy layup from McCray, but he's going to get fouled. Titans letting this game get a little bit away from them now. Largest lead of the game for the Tigers at 16. And foul trouble, they continue to put the Tigers on the line, which is not a good thing if you're trying to get back into the game.
Bit of an argument off the ball here. James will have to check in for Nazir Hinton there, as Hinton apparently fouled out. Bit of some debate. Coach Dwayne Shackelford not liking that call, arguing that he had 4 fouls. McCray finally takes his free throw attempt, and he'll knock down that first one. 17-point lead here for the Tigers. Shackelford working on the scrappy McCray into the lane. Well, head Shackelford should be a charge there. Oh, called a block. Lomax, good rotation into the game. Will check Sakazi and Brimage. Let's see if Brimage can get going here from 3.
Yeah, just a little bit of a late rotate right there. Late shift over from Lomax. Not able to get in position at that right time, and he's going to check out. Big time free throws here. They're going to have to knock all these down late in this game if they want to have a chance to come back.
Yeah, and vice versa with the Tigers. Should get to a point there where they'll have to foul towards the end of the game, and that was a problem at the end of last year in closing games. So got to see the Tigers do that towards the end here. Look to get it to Brimage, as we mentioned earlier, a great free throw shooter. Shackelford himself a very good free throw shooter as he's knocked down all of them today. Gilmore and Dockery breaking the press. Gilmore finds Brimage. Let's see if he can get going here. That's off the mark. Board attempt by Settles. He'll get called for an offensive foul over the back. And now 5 minutes and 59 seconds left. A slow start to this fourth quarter. But nonetheless, the Tigers will be up by 15 here. Gilmore guarding Shackelford now. Shackelford swings. Corner three from Bumpus off the mark. Offensive rebound, though, from Parsons. Parsons trying to swing inside. Bumpus will go up and the foul. Dockery with another foul there. 13-point game now. And he'll head to the line for one.
Not much contact right there. But still foul called. Able to cut this lead down even more if he's able to knock down this free throw.
Board now. Dockery will head back the other way. Tries to find Sakazi there, who finds Brimage. Gilmore lets that slip out of his hands, and he'll throw it off. Hole. And a timeout by Coach T. We'll be back after the break. And welcome back now to the Tiger TV Live channel. Some interesting action here in this fourth quarter. Titans got to turn it around here as they're down 13 with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Liam Irvin alongside Nathaniel Wigman as Gilmore picks up the charge there. And the Tigers will secure yet another turnover from the Titans in the second half.
Yeah, sloppy play on both ends to end this fourth quarter. Both teams just making mistakes. The Tigers turning the ball over and missing some free throws. And Titans haven't been clean themselves.
Dockery to Settles to Brimage. Brimage will work inside. Great pass there to Gilmore. Gilmore open for three off the mark. Dockery inside looking to fight. Sakazi has an open look now, and he knocks that down. Sakazi, leading scorer thus far this season for the Tigers. Might change tonight. But you know he can knock that down after his hot start.
Yeah, that's all created again by that Robert Dockery offensive rebound. Strong guy doing that job inside, kind of taking over for what we saw from Darren Buchanan last year, who was a beast on the glass. Dockery done a great job of that tonight.
And now Shackelford will knock that one down. Brimage heading back the other way, off one leg. A runner is good. So interesting way for Brimage to get his night started shooting. But he finds a way. And that's exactly the shot creation we need from him.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things right in this one. Hasn't been able to put the ball in the basket, but we saw again on that last possession before he scored, he does a great job of finding that open man in the corner, finding Gilmore in the corner for that open three. wasn't able to knock it down, but he's done a great job of driving and kick. One of the more smarter players on this team, and very unselfish at times.
Shackelford guarded tightly by McCray there. Shackelford working inside, a pull-up jumper on the left. Free throw line is no good. Charles will push the pace and decide to smartly throw down. He swings it to Brimage. Brimage to Dockery. Dockery has it, guarded by Shackelford, a smaller defender. Let's see if Dockery takes advantage here. They'll find Micah Charles. Charles to Brimage. Brimage open for three, and he knocks it down. Brimage finally makes his first three-point attempt of the game, and a good sign for Tigers fans.
Yeah, Tigers really struggled from behind the line in that first half, not knocking down one three-pointer. Done a way better job of doing that in that second half. It's also just getting way better looks.
James will work inside there, had the layup, but he steps out of bounds. Not much of a shot creator last year, but attempting to create more of a bag this year, and had some good buckets to start this year as Dockery throws a dangerous skip pass there, and lucky that wasn't stolen.
Yeah, that looked like some of the passes he made playing quarterback. Rob had a decent season under this Tigers team. Made some mistakes there under the helm. Now back to his primary sport. We saw a little bit of rust early on in some of those scrimmages. Still shaking it off today.
Yeah, and him and Lomax both played football this year, so interesting. They did not work out with the Tigers basketball team all of that fall season, but now they're back and maybe can attribute to some rust, especially at the start of that game here.
Yeah, I saw rust right there on that last possession. Robert Dockery not able to finish that at the line and that layup through contact.
A 19-point lead now for the Tigers. Bit of some debate at the scores table here. Coach Shackelford unhappy with the foul calls and the points that are being put on the board.
Yeah, we saw issues with the score tables that really affected the game in some of those big-time games. Specifically the game against Coolidge at home last year. Had some issues with the clock and the score, leading to a technical foul called on the Coolidge head coach. Part of the issue when you have students running the clock and running the scores book, sometimes mistakes can be made. Should be a great year for DC basketball this year. 4 teams ranked inside Max Prep's top 100 in the country. Should be heavy competition in the DCSSA. See if Sidwell can make their back-to-back, or if Gonzaga or one of the other teams can make it back on top. We know the Tigers have lost 3 straight years in the DCSSA championship. We'll see if Coach David T. Johnson and this Tigers team can make it back there once again and get his first title as a head coach. And then the DCIA should be great basketball too, as usual.
Yeah, obviously lost on a heartbreaker last year. Sidwell comes back better than ever this year, ranked 8th in the Max Prep's national rankings. And we might see them this weekend at the Gonzaga Classic.
Yeah, very tough schedule coming up for the Tigers. They got to make it past Whitney Young first, a team coming from Chicago this Friday. Friendship Tech Prep will also be playing in that this weekend, playing against Gonzaga in their first game.
Lomax had that secured, tipped out of his hands. 3 minutes and 1 second left in this fourth quarter, and a 17-point handle lead by the Tigers. See if they can finish this one out. Lomax guarded tightly by Hall. Hall had a very nice game all day defensively. Lomax driving to the hoop, not much there. Dockery was out of bounds when it deflected off of him. Good call by the ref there, and that'll be Titans basketball.
Titans going to have to move quickly if they want to get back in this one. 17-point game with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Shackelford trying to work. Dockery coming back the other way. And he served, come upstairs. Dockery slams it home. Wide open fast break there. Gets the crowd back into it once again. And back the other way will come Dumpus. And in the lane is James. Fort will check in the game for Charles now. So obviously, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Cockray James, a former Wilson Tiger, as that free throws way off the mark, you can tell the crowd's getting into that, as he did used to go to formerly Wilson, now Jackson Reed. And so make that layup now. So definitely some personal side to this game. Brimage now trying his luck on a three off the mark, board by James. Titans really got to push the ball here. Not that quick though, as Dockery will have it at the top of the key. Dockery will work to his left. Dockery swings to Brimage. Brimage open for three, and he knocks that down. Brimage really getting going here in this second half. Extends the lead to 20 points for the first time in this one.
Yeah, it shows the great vision right there from Dockery at 6'7", finding the open corner three. Brimage trying to lock it in a little bit, a good sign for the Tigers. They struggled in that first half. The second half, they've looking a lot better offensively.
Lomax now will work on the right wing. He swings it to Dockery. Dockery working on James. This has been the matchup all night that we wanted to see. Lomax swings to Brimage. Brimage at the top of the key. He's working not much there. McCray fighting. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Tigers got to get a shot up. Lomax working a step back off one leg for three. No good. Board by Dockery, but a little bit of debate there. It looked like it hit the rim, and that Dockery basket should count if it does. And into the game, a big substitution for the Tigers. Edward McKenna checks in as the Eddie chants will rein into the Tiger den. Coble back in the game. Jack Canati into the game now as well, his first appearance. And Settles and Charles, who we've seen some of tonight. 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Tigers up by 20 points here. Coble will catch it in the corner. He finds Settles. Settles, good find to Charles. Charles into the corner. Three-point attempt is off the mark there. That's Jack Canati. And back the other way, we'll head Malachi Sharp. Sharp. And a tough bucket there from Shackelford. Working through some traffic and the bucket. He'll head to the line for one. Shackelford, a really efficient night, hitting some tough shots all night.
Yeah, great apparatic finish, kind of chucking that one at the rim, able to get it to go, but a great little finish there. Some consolation points.
So 19-point lead now. Coble will bring the ball up. 50 seconds left. And back the other way, we'll head Bumpus as he makes the layup. Still some debate at the scorer's table here as Charles will head back the other way. Charles working to his right. And a layup for Charles gets the crowd high. Titans got to go quick here. Not much you can do at the end of this one, though, as no fouls will lead in a Settles rebound, and that should be a foul. 74-55, 18 seconds left, and this should bring the Tigers to 3-0. Good start to the season. What do you think of this game, Matt?
You know, Tigers showed some good things. They showed some bad things. They made a lot of mistakes in that first half, turned the ball over. Really just didn't impress me on the offensive end. But in the second half, like I expected, They started to turn it on a little bit. The defense got better. The offense got better. They just played a smarter game. Seemed a little bit nervous or just playing too quickly in that first half. Second half, we're able to slow down, settle down a little bit, and really play their ball game. But once they get into these tough competitions, especially this weekend, they can't afford to do that. They can't afford to come out slow and a bad start against these top 100 teams in the country. They're going to have to come out hot, and they're going to have to come out efficiently on both ends of the ball.
And Jack Conte will dribble this one out. A 74-55 win for the Tigers in the book. 3-0. Go the Tigers. Stay tuned for an interview after this one. We'll be back.
I'm here with Coach David T. Johnson. Coach, great win. You guys really changed in that second half. You struggled on the offensive end, struggled on the defensive end. What would you tell your team at halftime to really change the momentum, change the game?
Tech Prep, that's a good team. Hats off to them. They came in and battled in the first half. We weren't playing tough enough, we weren't playing hard enough, and we wasn't giving enough effort on the defensive end. Right? The way we win the games is we got to stop the other team from scoring. I believe we were up 2 at the half. As for our standards, that's not good enough.
You got a tough competition coming into this weekend in the Gonzaga DC Classic. What does your team got to do better in those games to really start out more better in the first half?
I think we got to definitely have a stronger start. We started off being a little selfish. We'll get to practice tomorrow, work on that, and again, it's a bunch of new faces. So guys got to build chemistry, and we got to buy into the team.
What are your goals for the season? You said last season you wanted to win DCIA. You got that done. Anything else you want to really complete this season in your second year?
The goal is definitely to win the DCIAA again, one game at a time, and then we got to make a state appearance. We got to do well enough in the regular season that we get a good enough season in the state and then fight back to the state championship in the states.
I see you guys have been ranked in some of the rankings popping up across the country, whether it's just the public school rankings or the Max Packs top 100. How does that make you feel, knowing that this is just your second year of coaching, that you've been so much success to a program that's a public school that's not normally so successful?
You always got to appreciate being recognized. Hey, we going to try to work to get the best ranking possible. I mean, the rankings don't matter to us. We just want to handle our business on the court, because at the end of the day, you got to come and play basketball, and you got to put the ball in the basket.
All right. This has been Coach David T. Johnson signing off.
Thank you.